What does this picture tell you? Is it not scary, or what do you think?
Mm, in the what is that?
It looks like it's in the Himalayas, right? Or
Yeah,
in the snow
it
for
looks
sure.
it looks like some mountains and it looks like a giant with a
Yeah,
giant hand. I don't know.
right. That's right. Well, I'm sure you know the abominable snowman. You know this?
Ah, okay, yeah.
You know what that is, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, it's a mystery. It's one of the mysteries. And what is exactly the abominable snowman? Do you want to read, please?
Yes, sure. The abominable snowman is a famous wild man of the Himalayas, but is it simply a legend or is it real? Scientists have done extensive research on the abominable snowman, but they still cannot prove that it really exists. Could it be the descendant of a prehistoric creature, or is just a myth?
What do you think, Mickey? Do you think it's a myth or is real?
I think that is a myth.
It's a myth, yeah, me too. Well, they make it interesting, right?
Mhm.
Let's see what it says.
Similar creatures have been seen hundreds of times in the United States, Canada, and Australia, as well as Asia. The abominable snowman has different names around the world, as you can see from the table on page 68.
You know some of the names?
Sorry, teacher?
Do you know some of the names they've given to this snowman? You really know at
Mm,
least a couple of them.
probably. Maybe I need to read them to remember.
Okay, well, here they are.
Ah, yeah, Yeti, for example.
Yeah.
Bigfoot, too. Sasquatch. Mm, I think that I heard in a movie, probably. And Joey, I didn't know the name.
Okay, that was new to me too. Yeah, the Jedi, Wildman, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, and Joey. Look at the pictures. It's funny. I don't know if it's real, but that's how it looks. Let's see the description of the abominable snowman.
Yeah. Uh, Here is a description of the abominable snowman. It is about 2.5 meters tall. It looks like a big primitive man with a lot of reddish brown hair. It walks on 2 feet. Its facial features are half human and half ape. It has a strong smell, and it usually lives in high mountains or in big forests.
Okay, that looks a bit unusual because high mountains mean that it's very cold, and big forests can also be cold, but not as cold as high mountains. And if it is
Yeah.
the snowman in a forest, he might melt. But well, maybe a fable or a fantasy. Let's see. Let's see the Jedi.
The Jedi zoologists first heard about the Jedi, or abominable snowman, in 1832 when the English explorer B. H. Hodgson wrote about his experiences in Nepal. He said that one day in the mountains, his Sherpas had seen a strange creature.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's just read really quick what a Sherpas is, please. I'm sorry to move that fast. Sherpas.
Sherpas, natives of the Himalayas. Some Sherpas work for mountain expeditions. Ah,
It's
okay.
like a scout or like a worker of that
Mhm.
latitude. Okay.
Uh, had seen a strange creature with long, dark hair all over its body. They thought it was a demon and ran away in terror. The Sherpas believe that the Jedi exists and that it carries humans away. About 50 years later, a British doctor who worked with the Indian Army Medical Corps found giant footprints at an altitude of 5,000 meters in the Himalayas. They must be the footprints of a Jedi, his guide told him.
Okay, what other animal walks on 2 feet? Other animals
Mm, up to feet. Oh. Um,
can walk on 2 feet.
Penguins.
Penguins, well, yeah. And how are the footprints of penguins? Okay, penguins, that's true. What else? Polar,
Mm,
polar
polar bear.
bear. Yeah, polar bears. Um, maybe not wolves, but how are the footprints of penguins and polar bears? Do you
Mm,
know?
the footprints of penguins are obviously small,
Okay.
and the footprint of the penguin is like I don't know how to describe, but um,
Well,
with 3 fingers. How can I say? I don't know
three
because there are no
toes.
fingers.
Well, here you have them. Here you have them. So these are the footprints,
Mhm.
and you can see the ones from a penguin, from a polar bear, a roe deer, and a marten. And so, which of those can be confused with a snowman? I don't know.
Probably the polar bear.
The polar bear, right? So they can be confused with the footprints of a polar bear, maybe. So let me just do this. Okay, I'm gonna take this here and move that up a little bit. Okay, here. So this can be the footprint of polar bears, penguins. That's it. Okay, so with that, we can continue.
Mm,
1921.
In 1921, a British expedition led by Colonel C.K. Howard Fury was attempting to climb Mt. Everest.
Mount Everest.
Okay, mountain. Uh, when the members of the expedition reached 5,200 meters, they saw a group of dark creatures in the mountains above them. They continued climbing and discovered huge footprints.
Yes. Yes, yes, we can continue, please.
Uh, can you scroll down a little bit, teacher?
Yeah, of course.
The Sherpas immediately said that they were the footprints of the Jedi or Metokangmi. The Tibetan word Metokangmi means disgusting snowman, but a journalist used the term abominable snowman in a newspaper article, and the term remained. After this legend, after this legend was born, and people everywhere wanted to know more. Eric Shipton, a well-known mountain climber, photographed some Jedi footprints while on an expedition in Nepal in 1951. The photographs showed a strange footprint that was 33 centimeters long.
Okay.
In 1953, Sir Edmund Hillary, the first man to climb Mountain Everest, found giant footprints on his way up to the top. He discovered many tracks on the
Yeah,
Ripimu
right.
Glacier at 18,000 and 19,000 feet, and our Sherpas were quite convinced that they belonged to the Jedi, he reported. Um, Continue?
Yes, please.
Hillary returned to Everest on several occasions to look for the Jedi, but without success. In 1960, he brought back two skins and a skull from Nepal, which he said was from the top half of the School of a Jedi. But scientists said that the skins and the skull belong to a mountain goat, which lives in the area.
Right.
Scientists and explorers began to show a serious interest in the mystery of the abominable snowman. In 1958, the Soviet Academy of Sciences sent a group of scientists to different parts of Asia where Jedis had been seen. After some time, After some time, they concluded that some kind of primitive creature lives in the high mountains of Asia.
Okay. Well, what do you think about this idea of different strange creatures living in different places, like Loch Ness monster living in the Lake Ness,
Mhm.
and this abominable snowman living in the Himalayas? You think it's a trick to attract tourists, or is just something real? What do you think about that?
Mm, well, I think that the main purpose of that kind of stories is to attract tourism.
Okay. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
example, here in Guanajuato, probably if there don't exist all the stories and legends that we have here in Guanajuato, probably would not be too popular.
Yeah, that's true. That you're right. So maybe it's a device to attract tourists, right? Like the mummies. What? But the mummies seem to be real. Well, everyone claims
Yeah.
that their thing is real, right? Everyone claims that what they see is real. The Llorona, for example,
Hmm.
they say that it's true, but that always attracts tourism, as you say correctly. So it can be a device to attract people, to attract them for sure. Anyways, it is interesting. And how they do it, how they make it interesting, is still more interesting. Let's see the wild man.
Yeah.
Yes.
The wild man, the Chinese called the abominable snowman the wild man. In 1977, China's Committee for Research on Strange and Rare Creatures sent a group of scientists on a year-long expedition to discover the mystery of the wild man. The scientists found some reddish hairs that they said belonged to it. The hairs were studied under an electronic microscope. According to one report, half of the samples of hair were found to be different from human hair, and they did not correspond to any animal living in China. The Chinese scientists concluded that the wild man exists, but
Okay. Look at the scalp, the skin under the hair on your head. What is scalp? Is the cuero cabelludo, right?
uh,
Wild man exists, but look at that. Do you think it's real?
mm,
I don't
I
know.
hope so. I hope not. It's real.
I hope it is not real, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Only a drawing of the abominable snowman. Okay, let's continue.
Not all scientists agree. Some believe that the wild man is a descendant of a great ape known as Gigantopithecus, which lived in southern China 500,000 years ago.
Yes, it can be the descendant of an ape or a gorilla, some kind of chimpanzee. Also, they're all the same family. And well, as the picture shows, it looks like a chimpanzee or gorilla,
Or a big gorilla, yeah.
big gorilla, right? Could be like that, but maybe they modify the facial features, for example, a little bit to make it more human.
Hmm. The face showing a little bit.
Yeah, the shape of the eyes as well.
Yeah.
But that can be done in the drawing. They said, okay, make the drawing look like a person more than an animal. Right. Here's the Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. In North America, the legend of Bigfoot or Sasquatch continues to interest many people. People say that they have seen these creatures on hundreds of different occasions. Centuries ago, Native Americans painted images of the Sasquatch on their totem poles and masks. It seems they knew of the existence of this creature. In 1893, the famous American president Theodore Roosevelt wrote about Bigfoot in his book, The Wilderness Hunter. He reported that two hunters had seen the creature and described it as having a great body with a strong wild beast odor. In In 1958, a builder was working on a new home near Bluff Creek in Northern California. Suddenly, he saw a strange hairy creature standing in front of him. The creature didn't want to hurt him. It was only very curious and followed him around. After some time, the builder gave the creature a big piece of chocolate and it finally left. At Bluff Creek in 1977, 67, sorry. Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin,
Gimlin?
two mountain rangers, were riding in the forest. Suddenly, they saw a large creature that looked like a Bigfoot. Roger Patterson was able to film the hairy creature, and his film became famous all over the world. He also took photographs of the creature huge.
Look at that. Let me reduce the screen size here. What do you think? Can it be real?
I think that is uh, a disguise. How do you say?
It looks like a disguise, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like there's a
but I
man
could call
behind
it a
it under it.
disguise. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because there is a um, small screen where you can see from, and it looks like the face is just showing. Let me point at it. A moment, I'll point at it. Right here, just here. It looks like there is a way for him to look. So yeah, it looks like a disguise, right?
Yeah. Apart the pose, it looks like he's a model that he knew that there's a camera.
Right, exactly. He's posing for the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's let me go to 100% here. Okay, footprints.
Footprints, which measure about 30 centimeters, scientists and other experts have studied patterns on film, and some say it is fake. It is a fake, but others disagree. Professor Grover Krantz, an anthropologist from Washington State University, believes that Bigfoot exists and thinks the film is authentic. In 1982, forest ranger Paul Freeman, who worked in Washington State's
Umatilla.
Umatilla National Forest, saw a 2.6-meter creature and was able to photograph its footprints. Scientists who studied the footprints say that they didn't belong to a bear or to another animal. Therefore, it is possible that they belong to an unknown creature, a Bigfoot.
Yeah, but 30 centimeters for a foot. I mean, you sell professional tennis shoes. Do you know
Yeah,
that you can, what do you think about 30 centimeters foot?
probably someone whose height is around 2 meters, 2 meter five.
2 meters, two
Because
meters.
actually, I sold a pair that I think that was the biggest pair that I sold, and its size was 32 centimeters.
32. Wow.
Yeah, it
Did
was.
you sell that to a Mexican or to an American or to Canadian?
No, it was Mexican both. Well, he looks like giant foot.
Really?
Old school. Yeah, I know.
Okay. So, well, footprints that are 30 centimeters can also be set by people who are very tall. So it's
Yeah.
not like a monster. Right?
Hmm.
So, yeah, it doesn't convince us too much. But, well, it's interesting. And finally, we have the Joey in Australia.
Yeah, the Joey in Australia, the Bigfoot is called the Joey. It's very similar to the Bigfoot, with a height of around 2.5 meters and thick black or brown hair all over its body. According to legends told by the early Aboriginal people, the Yowie can be found in southeastern, eastern, central, and northern Australia. The first written reports of the Yowie go back to the uh,
1800s?
18, how do you say?
1800s?
1800s, when a story about the creature appeared in an Australian newspaper. It described how several people had seen a large. Could you scroll down a little bit here?
Yeah. They like.
Ape-like animal taller than a man. In 1971, a Royal Australian Air Force helicopter landed on top of the remote Sentinel Mountain with a team of explorers. Much to their surprise, they discovered fresh footprints in the earth. They were much larger than human footprints in a place where no human could possibly be present.
Yeah, but what can it be in that case? Maybe it's a bear. I would say that it's a bear. Those are the footprints of a bear.
Yeah.
So they make it fun to attract tourism, I think. Well, let's see this conclusion.
In May 1981, three young people saw two yowies in the hills of New South Wales. They were about 1.5 meters tall, walked on 2 feet, and their body was covered with long brown hair. Australian scientists confirmed that about 10,000 years ago, primitive humans lived in the Coast Swamp area north of Melbourne, and perhaps some survived. Could the Yowie be one of them?
Okay. I think there is a map of Australia. Do you think you can look up for one of those, please, Mickey?
Map
Uh,
of Australia?
Map of Australia, yes, please. Uh,
Yes,
Geographic.
sure. I have one here.
You found one? Okay. Can you share, please?
Yeah. Can you see it, teacher?
Yes. Well, that's truly, truly interesting. Well, let's see if you can. I'm sorry, excuse me.
Bless you.
How would you um, how would you find Melbourne? Okay, you find Melbourne close to Canberra, which is the capital, right? And here, how would you find out if the place is mountainous or is not mountainous? Is like a mountain or not a mountain? What do you think?
Mm,
Or what would your conclusion be if you saw the map, Melbourne? See where Melbourne is. You think that is a mountainous place?
um,
What did you say? Would it be
yeah, would it be because, for example, we have here the mountain of Kosciuszko? Kosciuszko?
Chusco, right?
I don't know, probably for the color, we can determine that probably is a zone with mountains.
Zone with mountains. Yeah, the only thing that makes me suspicious about this is the closeness to the sea. Does it look close or far from the sea? What do you think?
Close.
Very close, right?
Yeah.
So that makes me suspicious of the whole news because if it's very close to the sea, I don't think it's very high, or at least not very mountainous because
Well, yeah, that's true. Hmm.
so I wouldn't say that it's extremely high mountain. Uh, well, I don't know. I don't trust these stories very much. And then, okay, can you Google Melbourne a little bit, just a little bit about Melbourne, please, Nikki? If it says it's mountainous, then I would buy the story. If not, I would call it fake. But well, let's see.
Mm. Can you see it, teacher?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's read it, please. Let's read what it says.
Geography of Melbourne. Melbourne,
Melbourne.
capital city of Victoria, Australia, is situated on the southeastern fringe of the Australian landmass and in the southern central part of the state. Melbourne covers an urbanized area, generally excluding nearby rural areas, of approximately 2.453 kilometers square, larger than that of Sydney, Greater London, and Mexico City, with population density roughly around 16 people per hectare on average. The city itself is situated in a region of alpine forests known as the High Country. The city and metropolitan areas of Melbourne also spawns along the lower stretches of the Yarra River. Towards eastern Melbourne is the low-lying mountain range known as Ranges, 35 kilometers east of the city.
Yeah. So lava flows to the west. Okay. It is built on the conclusion of quaternary lava flows to the west. And then you have mudstones, sand accumulation. So it looks like some type of volcanic place, but
Yeah.
not very mountainous, not a lot of mountains. So that makes you think if this is an invention or not, right? Because
Yeah.
then you think that it's true, but then you start thinking, well, wait a minute, Melbourne is not in the like in the mountains, is close to the sea. So that makes the story a bit suspicious, right?
Yeah.
You need to work as a detective a little bit, I guess.
Yes, it's true.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at the rest of the story, which is about to end. How do you explain the mystery? A mystery explained. Can you read this the last part of it, please?
Yes, teacher, can you share it?
Ah, I'm sorry. Screen. Okay.
A mystery explained. Today, a special branch of science studies animals that have not yet been discovered. It is called cryptozoology, from the Greek from word "kryptos" meaning hidden. Cryptozoologists collect reports from people who have seen the unknown animal, create a picture of it, and then try to find it in nature. In the past, cryptozoologists have discovered strange animals that no one believed existed, such as the pygmy hippopotamus and the giant panda. And what about the Komodo dragon, which is which is 3.6 meters long, or the Chacoan peccary, a pig-like creature that scientists thought had died 2 million years ago. These animals were discovered in the 20th century.
Well, I'm very curious to know how they look. You think we could find them in Google if we Google them, like pygmy hippopotamus? That sounds scary. And the giant panda.
The
And the,
pygmy
yeah,
hippopotamus?
pygmy hippopotamus
Yeah.
and the giant panda would be the other one. So you wanna share, Mickey, please?
Yes, sure.
Pygmy hippopotamus
I think that pygmy hippopotamus is the traditional hippopotamus.
is a traditional one, right? Let's
Yeah.
see. Let me take a look at it. Right. It's, that is a bit big. It's pretty large, but well, let's say anybody's measures. Um, native of the forests and swamps of West Africa, reclusively nocturnal, much larger relative. Let me see. I think. Let me see if anyone joined. It looks like. Oh, Mitch is joining. Hello, Mitch.
Hi,
How are you
teacher.
today?
Pretty good. Thank you. I'm just arrived to my home because I was in the school. I end classes pretty late, and then my mom went to visit my grandma because she is sick. But apparently she's better now. But now I'm here. Sorry for
Very
being late.
nice. Oh, don't worry, don't worry. We take a look at strange creatures. The snow, the snowman, the abominable snowman. And then we talk about some other animals which are strange. Which is this Mickey, the pygmy hippopotamus?
Pygmy hippopotamus.
And what do you think? Do you think it's real or they are extinct or they are fake? What do you think?
Mm, there's not other evidence of them.
Well, apparently they are real, aren't they, Mickey? They seem to be living in.
Yeah, they are real. And actually, the conservation status is endangered, and the pygmy hippopotamus lives in small populations in Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Ivory Coast. It has been
Okay,
extirpated from Nigeria.
wow, very sad. Extirpated from Nigeria. Let's see the other one, which was the what? The giant panda. Do you think giant pandas exist, Mitch?
Uh, sounds real.
Sounds real.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can find some information. Okay, here it's in English. Right. Let's read a little bit about it, please. Let's see what you think and if you think it's real or is an invention of human minds.
Can I read?
Yes, please.
Okay. The giant panda, Ailuropoda melanuleuca, also known as the panda bear or simply the panda, is a bear species endemic to China. It is characterized by its bold black and white coat and rodent body. The name giant panda is sometimes used to distinguish it from the red panda, a neighboring musteliid, though it belongs to the order Carnivora. The giant panda is the fellivore with bamboo shoots and leaves making up the 90% of its diet. Giant pandas in the wild occasionally eat other grasses, wild towers, or even meat in the form of birds, rodents, or carrion. In capability, they may receive honey, eggs, fish, jams. What means jams?
Jumps
Jams.
the gemas,
Okay, thank you. Shrub
shrubs.
leaves, leaves, orange or bananas along with especially prepared food. The giant panda lives in a few mountain ranges in central China, mainly in Sichuan, and also the neighboring Shanxi and Gansu. As a result of farming, deforestation, and other development, the giant panda has been driven out of the lowland areas where it once lived, and it is a conservation really and vulnerable species. 2007 report showed 239 pandas living in captivity inside China and another 27 outside the country. By December 2014, 49 giant panda live in captivity outside China, living in 18 zoos in 13 countries, while population estimate vary. One estimate shows that there are about 1,590 individuals living in the wild, while 2006 study via DNA analysis estimate estimated that this figure could be a height of 2,000 to 3,000. Some reports also show that the number of giant pandas in the wild is on the rise. But March 2015, the wild giant panda population has increased 1,864 individuals. In 2016, it was reclassified on the IUCN Red List from endangered to vulnerable, affirming decade-long efforts to save the panda. In July 2021, Chinese authorities also reclassified the giant panda as vulnerable. The giant panda has often served as China national symbol, appears on Chinese gold panda coins since 1982 as one of the five Fuwa mascots of the 2008 Summer Olympics.
Very nice, Mitch. Thank you very much. Well, very interesting. What do you think of animals being in captivity? When an animal is in captivity, it cannot develop as well as if it's in the wild. What do you think about this concept, Mickey? Do you think it makes a difference when an animal lives in captivity or when an animal lives in the wild?
Mm, well, yeah, I think that is a big difference because when an animal lives in the wild, uh, I think that it's easier to them to survive in that kind of conditions. And on the other hand, if they lived in how do you say captivity?
Captivity,
Yeah,
captivity.
probably they are not too autonomy for themselves. So obviously there are any species in danger of extinction, and that's why there are some conservation areas, and I think that is important. But well, the purpose at the end is to one day those animals back to the wildlife or to the to the how do you say that to the
To the wild. They go back to the wild.
yeah yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, very true. Very nice. Okay, very nice information, Nikki. Thank you very much. Let's go back to our text of reference in which we were talking about the abominable snowman, and we were talking about other animals that people thought they would never exist, and they actually reported that they existed. For example, the Komodo dragon. Can you Google that, Mitch? The Komodo dragon, please. There is the Chacon peccary. Let's take a look at them. You can please Google Komodo dragon and maybe share it with us.
Komodo dragon?
Komodo dragon, please.
Um, well, there are some variations of this creature, actually. Varanus comodoensis, Varanisi, and Komodo dragon, but it's from a suspicious page.
Oh, okay. Do you think you can share the picture or the info or use the cell
If
phone?
I, no, I in my tablet because I don't have another
Okay.
device to have the class.
Okay. Let me
And
see
if
if I
I
can find.
change the window, there's gonna disappear the class.
Okay, yeah, yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. I think we can. You want
I
it?
can share it later if you wish.
You can share it, Mickey.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be great, please. Awesome.
Can you see it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here it is. Wow.
Varanus
Mm,
comodorensis.
it is in English.
Yeah, here. Very nice. Excellent. Very nice. Can you read it a little bit? Can you read a couple of paragraphs and maybe you the rest, Mitch, please?
Yes, sure. The Komodo dragon, Varanus comodoensis, also known as the Komodo monitor, is a member of the monitor lizard family Varanidae that is endemic to the Indonesian islands of Komodo, Rinca, Flores, and Gili. It is the largest extant species of lizard, growing to maximum length of 3 meters (10 feet) and weighing up to approximately 70 kilograms, 150 livers. Uh,
150 pounds. That's a lot.
yeah.
Well, he's not as much as me, of course, but it's heavy. Okay. Let's read the second paragraph, Mitch. Can you please, as a result of the size?
Mhm. As a result, as a result of their size, Komodo dragons are apex predators, are dominate the ecosystems in which they live. Komodo dragons hunt and ambush. What means ambush?
Ambush. Ambush
Am-
prey.
ambush.
Hacen emboscada
Okay.
a las
Okay.
presas. Ambush
Thank you.
prey.
Ambush prey including invertebrates, birds, and mammals. It has been claimed that they have a venomous bite. There are two glands in the lower jaw that secrete several toxic proteins. The biological significance of these proteins is disputed, but the glands have been shown to secrete an anticoagulant. Komodo dragons group behavior in hunting is exceptional in the reptile world. The diet of Komodo dragons mainly consists of Javan Rusa tumorensis. Though they also eat considerable amounts of carrion, Komodo dragons also occasionally attack humans.
Very interesting. Would you be afraid of finding one in front of you if you ever go to a forest, a jungle, or somewhere? How would you feel in front of one of them?
If we saw this creature,
Yeah, if you ever met a creature like that in front of you, or 2 meters or 10 meters from you, how would
I
you
don't
feel?
know. I just go run. I start
You would
run.
run that fast? Okay, how about you, Mickey? Would you try to distract the creature? Would you try to make friends with it? Would you run away?
Uh,
What would your reaction be?
Probably I would like to have a new pet. I like the Komodo dragon.
Okay, very nice. You would make friends with him, right?
Yeah,
All
with my
right.
cat.
Okay, take it to class, right? Very nice.
Probably they would like to eat them later, but
Okay, let's talk about mating. Mating begins.
yeah, mating begins between May and August, and the eggs are laid in September. As many as 20 eggs are deposited at a time in an abundant megapode nest or in a self-dug nesting hole. The eggs are incubated for 7 to 8 months, hatching in April. When insects are most plentiful, young Komodo dragons are vulnerable and double in tricks to avoid predators, such a such as cannibalistic adults. They take 8 to 9 years to mature and are estimated to live up to 30 years.
Okay, very nice. Let's see the next and last paragraph, Mitch. Please, Commodore Dragons,
uh,
please.
Komodo dragons were first recorded by Western scientists in 1910. Their large size and fearsome reputation make them popular zoo exhibits. In the wild, the range has contracted due to humans' activities and is likely to contract further from the effects of climate change. Due to this, they are listed as endangered by the IUCN Red List. They are protected under Indonesian law, and Komodo National Park was founded in 1980 to aid protection efforts. What means aid? Aid. A
Where is
A I D D.
aid to help, aid to help, give aid. Look, you know what first aid means? Primeros auxilios, first aid. It's very funny, very pretty. I actually like it.
Yeah,
It's cute,
It's cute, right? For
but
some reason, it looks,
that doesn't mean that I can touch it just like that.
yeah,
Where is
because it's,
that? Carrion.
here is
yeah,
eating buffalo meat.
It's
yeah,
carrion, right?
yeah. That's impressive. Well, lots of explanations about these animals. Look at those.
Oh no, Bambi, don't go out there.
What does it have?
A
What is that?
camera,
It's like a camera, and
like a
that's a deer.
camera, or a neck, correa.
Necklace? No, it's
No, no,
a
like
ribbon. Looks like a ribbon. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, it's very, very funny.
well, like each animals, they have their own personalities. Some of them can be dangerous, and some of them can be kindless.
Here is a baby Komodo dragon.
Oh,
That's really cute.
Yeah,
Do you think it's real or it's like fake?
no, it's real.
It's real, right?
looks real.
It's in Chester Zoo in England.
Okay, that's really pretty. Well, as long as they are harmless, you can accept them. People can accept them if they are harmless. But as soon as they start becoming dangerous, then they lose all kind of affection.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's very funny. Look at that. Oh, that's a video.
Oh,
Ah,
Where is that? A
sorry,
dog?
sorry.
it's a carnage.
Sorry, I didn't know what's in the video.
Yeah, it's horrible. Whoa. Poor animal. No, but you know what? It's a fight for survival. What else can you say, right? It's a fight for survival, and there is
Yeah.
no way out
Yeah,
of that.
like each pet, if someday you die and you have pets, they don't going to uh, think twice to eat you.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So that's a
Okay.
very controversial topic, right? To what extent we are supposed to romanticize animals? Like we say, oh, a teddy bear. A bear is very friendly. Yeah, but in the wild, a bear is deadly. It can
Mhm.
inflict
Yeah,
a serious damage, a fatal attack to any person. So,
indeed. I don't
Actually,
know
look,
who was the
teacher.
genius who think that the a teddy bear gonna be a cute symbol for the capitalism, but actually a real bear in the wild is totally harmless.
you be harmful.
Harmful.
Yeah, because harmless is a teddy bear, but a bear is
Yes,
harmful.
harm. I forgot. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Harmful.
It's just a swap of terms. Right.
Mhm.
Well, the conclusion here, let me share the screen back again, please. In conclusion, uh, we're talking about these strange animals, Bigfoot, and then we came to these strange creatures. Um, let's read the last part, if you will, Mitch, where it says, Will the abominable snowman belong?
Will the abominable snowman belong to this group of animals one day? Will be ever known what is hiding in the mountains? Uh,
Okay.
I don't think so because, well, I don't believe that the abominable snowman is real. Maybe it's an interpretation of other creature from the humans, but actually the name has the word man, and I don't know if that could be categorized as an animal or no,
Yeah,
I don't know.
well, that's true. Yeah, that's true. What's your concluding words, Mickey? What do you think? Is it real or is fake? And after you saw all these animals, what's your conclusion? What do you think?
Hmm.
Is just a
Uh,
story for
I
tourists
always
or
I
real?
always believe that the abominable snowman it is fake, and I think that it's based in other kind of apes. But at the same time, I think that it's necessary to have this kind of of stories because attract new people to visit
Mhm.
that places. For example, I would love to visit the uh, Lake Ness
Yeah,
for the movie,
to
and I
to
think that
look at
there
the
are people,
Loch monster.
yeah, and I know there are people who wants to visit the Himalaya probably to one day see an abominable snowman. So I think that it's necessary to have this kind of stories.
Yeah, very true. Okay, Mitch, I was telling Mickey that I had an event now, and if we could do the class for 1 hour only, and then have another class of 1 hour or 1 hour and a half or 2 hours. Is that okay with you? I know that
Okay,
you're right late.
then
What do you
today
think?
just was 1 hour.
Yes, yes, please. If you're okay with that, I'm having a
Uh,
person to my girlfriend to visit for
oh,
dinner,
okay.
and then we. I still need to give you 2 more hours, right? So we can schedule 2 more classes of 1 hour, or yeah,
Mm,
or
yeah, for me, I don't know if you can tomorrow, teacher, or until
yeah. Tomorrow I
Friday.
can. Tomorrow I can, but
Mitch,
early. Is it possible to have it early, like 4 to 5?
uh, do you have problem, Mitch? I don't have problem. My
That's not
priority is the
early,
kids.
but okay.
4 to 5 tomorrow,
Mhm.
or
It's true.
early? Yeah. For me, it's fine.
It
Um,
early, more early. It's not possible.
Earlier, like yeah, 3 to 4 if you wish.
Well, okay.
What do you think,
I think that
Mickey?
it's better to 4 to 5, teacher, because
Really.
sometimes at 3 I'm eating, and if I don't
Okay.
eat at that hour, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
hungry and
Yeah. Of course. Of
I don't
course.
have the same energy.
Of
All
course.
right.
So 4 to 5 tomorrow, Mitch,
Yes,
Mickey.
teacher. It's
Mhm.
perfect.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, and don't have
Thank you,
nightmares,
teacher.
please. Don't have nightmares. You
I
promise?
hope
Don't
so.
worry.
Okay.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Thank
teacher.
you
Take
for
care. See
listening.
you.
Take care
Bye
Bye,
bye.
and
teacher.
Have a
Have a
enjoy
good
nice
day.
your day.
night.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Take
You
care.
too.
Bye,
Take care.
teacher.
Bye bye.